Hello, welcome to my sermon. It is July 14th of 2019. Now, once again, of course, New Orleans has been hit with major flooding with yet another hurricane, this one Barry. And with climate change, flooding is going to majorly increase, and sea levels are rising too. I believe that through burning fossil fuels, we are violating the covenant that humanity made with God a long time ago. Genesis chapter 9, verses 8 to 12. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, Behold, I establish my covenant with you and your offspring after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and every creature of the earth with you, as many as came out of the ark. It is for every creature of the earth, I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant that I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for all future generations. Clearly, God has asked us to be a steward of the earth. And that, of course, is the polar opposite of destroying it. Now, I am the author of 4 books on the environment, 2 just on climate change. And I believe that the biblical description of hell describes also fossil fuels. I think that's the wrong word for them. Fossil poisons is probably a better word for it. I do believe God put them underground for a reason. Now, if you look at the biblical description of hell, take Revelations chapter 21 verse 8, the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death. Obviously, fossil fuels create fire and they have a lot of sulfur. There's a lot of sulfur in coal and oil, and there's a lot of sulfur pollution when we mine for coal and when we drill for oil. We've got a lot of acid mine drainage in the area I live in Appalachia, here near Nelsonville, Ohio. And in oil drilling areas, there's sulfur, and of course fracking is very toxic too. So we're going to have to ask, is this water or is it toxic waste? And there are many passages throughout the Bible about water. Here's one from Jesus dealing actually more with hatred that is still, I believe, worthy of a good quote about the importance of pure water. John chapter 4 verse 14. But whoever drinks of the water that I will give him will never be thirsty again. The water that I will give him will become in him a spring of water welling up to eternal life. Now again, is it water or is it toxic waste? And we can help to reduce the toxins in our water, of course, and we also need to reduce the amount of carbon that we're putting into our atmosphere. Now, I've lived without a car for about 10 years. I have a power assist bicycle, which I've found wonderful for transportation and uses almost no energy. I have solar panels myself, even though I've never earned more than the poverty line in my life. I don't get any tax credits. I pay for it myself, and it's very effective, and we can all do more of that. And another thing that we can be doing is creating wetlands. I hand dug a lot of ponds on my property. I continue to do that. I've rerouted my gutters to fill the ponds, and by creating these kind of wetlands, we can hold waters in the uplands. Even holding water here in Appalachian, Ohio, we help to reduce the flooding now hitting Louisiana, New Orleans through the Mississippi. And by doing that, what we're doing is creating rivers of life in areas that are now desolate. And I do believe that that is a very good thing to do. So again, I hope that people can get active and try to do the right thing. Here's a quote, Isaiah chapter 44 verse 3, "For I will pour water on the thirsty land and the streams on the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon your offspring and my blessing on your descendants."